Ever heard of a dragon who couldn't breathe fire? Well, meet Flicker, a young dragon living deep in the Whispering Peaks. But Flicker had a peculiar problem. He couldn't roar a mighty flame like the other dragons. Instead, whenever he got excited or nervous, he'd let out a tiny hiccup, and it wasn't just any hiccup. It was a hiccup that sprayed a shower of glittering, colorful fireworks. As you can imagine, this made Flicker the laughing stock of the valley. The older dragons would grumble, a dragon should breathe terror, not confetti. The younger dragons would tease him, look out, here comes the party dragon. They'd shout, dodging his sparkling hiccups during flying practice. Flicker tried everything to stop them. He'd hold his breath until his scales turned blue, drink from the coldest mountain streams, and even try to scare himself by looking at his own reflection. But nothing worked. The sparkly hiccups just kept coming. Poor Flicker felt so lonely. He'd hide away in his cave, watching the other dragons practice their magnificent fire breathing, wishing he could be just like them. He felt like his strange little quirk was a useless, embarrassing flaw. All he wanted was to be a proper dragon, strong and fearsome, but all he could do was hiccup glitter. He started to believe he'd never be useful, never be brave, and never be a real dragon. One evening, a thick, strange fog rolled into the valley. This wasn't the usual mountain mist. It was a creeping, silent shadow that swallowed the light of the moon. Soon, a menacing growl echoed through the canyons. It was the Shadow Beast, a legendary monster made of darkness and fear, drawn to the valley to devour its light and joy. The elder dragons roared, blasting their powerful flames into the darkness, but the fire was simply absorbed by the beast's shadowy form. Their greatest weapon was useless. Panic spread like wildfire. Dragons scrambled, their roars of defiance turning into cries of fear as the shadow beast advanced, its darkness chilling everything it touched. Flicker, hiding in his cave, was trembling. He was terrified, more terrified than he had ever been in his life. And when Flicker got terrified, you know what happened? Hiccup. A huge burst of shimmering, golden fireworks erupted from his mouth, lighting up the cave. Peeking out, he saw the shadow beast recoil from the sudden, brilliant light. In that instant, Flicker understood. The beast wasn't afraid of fire, it was afraid of light. A surge of courage, something he never knew he had, filled his heart. This was his moment. This was what his strange little hiccups were for. He flew out of his cave, right towards the terrifying monster. He wasn't thinking about being teased anymore. He was thinking about his home, his friends, and his family. He took a deep, shaky breath, thought of every scary and exciting thing he could, and let it all out. Hiccup, 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 a magnificent explosion of fireworks lit up the entire valley. Red, blue, green, and gold sparks showered down, painting the night sky. The shadow beast shrieked, blinded and confused by the dazzling, joyful light. It was a light it couldn't consume, a light filled with hope and laughter. As Flicker continued his firework barrage, the beast began to dissolve, melting away like a bad dream at sunrise. When the last spark faded, the valley was safe. The dragons stared, not in mockery, but in awe. They cheered for Flicker, the dragon who had saved them all. From that day on, Flicker was no longer the dragon who hiccuped. He was Flicker, the firework hero. His once embarrassing flaw had become his greatest strength, and the skies above the Whispering Peaks were often filled with beautiful, celebratory sparkles. So, next time you feel like you have a weird quirk that makes you different, remember Flicker. Sometimes, the very thing that makes you feel out of place is actually your superpower, just waiting for the right moment to shine. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed Flicker's story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing tales. See you next time.